Hi, so we're going to talk a little bit about using the reporting feature to create records of attendance. And again, something to be aware of here is this works very well for the most part. The caveat is if your student attends the meeting, like through a friend's account, or they don't sign in at all, or they use like an account that has an email that doesn't clearly, convey what their name is. Uh, it might be a little difficult for you to identify who that student is in the report. And so what you would want to do here, and I'll give you a visual example of this, is probably create a syllabus statement letting everyone know that this is how you're taking attendance and that everyone should, sign in using an email that designates who they are. That's usually not that much of an issue. However, by putting it in your syllabus and bringing it up, if a student wanted to sign in anonymously or use a completely different username, at least they could let you know in advance, and maybe you could work something out. Or you could default to one of the other attendance strategies noted elsewhere in this training. And they can create, they can rename themselves, and you can rename themselves if they sign in anonymously. The problem is the reports generate the original name, so don't mistake that as a workaround. But otherwise, the report feature is very useful, and it also could be a good fail-safe, right? Like, let's say you take attendance that someone says they were in class, but you don't think they were in class. You could use the report to verify, what the actual case is. So maybe the reports aren't your main mode of taking attendance, but they could be a very useful sort of backup feature. And here's how you do the reports. Again, if you are in the Canvas course, where your meeting shows up, right next to the scheduled meeting, there's a reports option you can use. However, Canvas, sometimes that button is sort of hit or miss. So here's the more traditional way of getting the report information. And Zoom will keep these reports for, as of right now, the time of this recording on 7/2/2020, or 7/2/2020. They'll keep them for 12 months. So here's how you do this. You go to reports and click usage, and you can search for reports in month blocks. So you could go, further back this if you wanted to in 30-day periods. You hit search, and you will have different meetings that will show up. And for me, I'm just gonna, kind of keep this to right now. So let me do this. Okay, and here's the report. You click on this number of participants here, and it'll give you the number of participants. Notice my name shows up a lot because I've been using Zoom to make recordings for this training. So every time someone leaves and comes back, their name pops up again. You can see the number of minutes that they were in the meeting, though, so that's useful. So someone can't be in at the start and come in at the end and claim they were in it the whole time. You'll know it's not true. You can also click this button to make it so it's only unique users. So now it's combined all the different times this account logged in and combined the number of minutes they were in. So that's great. And you could also export the data for your own files, and it gives you all this great information. You hit export, downloads, looks great. And that's how that works. So it is pretty straightforward. For folks who are signing in anonymously or through an email that doesn't designate their name, it does create a bit of a unique wrinkle, and you got to kind of, figure out what strategy works best for you. But definitely as a failsafe, I think this is a great option.